With all the Total Drama content I've been doing recently, I figured it would be a cool idea to talk about another cartoon that Fresh TV and Teletoon were involved in, 16. I'm sure if you're a Total Drama fan, you have at least heard of 16. Like Total Drama, it was an animated comedy with writing geared towards preteens, teens, or young adults. Some of the main cast of 16 had major roles in Total Drama as well. For instance, the voice of Jude, Christian Potenza, also voiced the Total Drama host, Chris McLean, and the voice of Jen, Megan Fallenbach, voiced OG cast member Gwen. There was even an episode of Total Drama Action where 16 was directly referenced. Although the Total Drama franchise has been able to withstand the test of time better than 16, if you want to call it that, I think 16 was much more consistent in terms of its comedy. 16's humor never felt stale even during its later episodes where Total Dramas, got stale later on. So today I'm going to be talking about the funniest episode of 16 for me.
Gotta make the good times last.
The episode in question is Baby You Stink, which is the second episode of season 3 and the 54th episode overall. The episode begins with some typical relationship talk between most of the group at the lemon stand. Wyatt talking about how his new relationship with Marlo is going, while Nikki shares how she and Jonesy are going to be going on a romantic movie date later that weekend. A pretty standard start to an episode of 16, they talk about relationships a lot. Until Jonesy walks in, that is. Jude going above and beyond with his body language combined with the noises he was making, it was so funny. Jonesy was wearing a new cologne that had a repulsive odor. It was so bad, in fact, that Nikki canceled the date they had planned. Jude milks his misery even more by clinging on to Jonesy's shirt, begging for air. I think the fact that only Jude's arm was showing made that part even funnier to me. Cut to later in the day where Caitlin tells everyone there's a new baby maker photo booth in the mall. It's a photo booth where if a couple enters, the booth will print out a picture of what the baby could look like. Did photo booths like that even exist in real life? I'm genuinely asking because it seems like a pretty cool idea, and I don't think I've ever seen a photo booth like that in real life. But then again, I've never really seen normal photo booths out and about like that unless I'm at an amusement park. Nikki being the voice of reason wonders if Caitlin wanting to take a guy she'd only been on 2 dates with to one of these booths is a good idea. Of course, Caitlin still wants to go through with it anyway. Caitlin did always tend to want to move the relationships she's in much faster than the guy she's with, so this is pretty in character for her. Jonesy still reeks so bad he's being forced to social distance until the smell goes away, which gets him thinking maybe his natural scent may be more appealing than if he used cologne or bathed, which I'm sure every guy has thought of at least once during their lives, but the question is, have they actually gone through with it? Commence the man-off competition. Whichever one of the guys smells the best after a week without bathing wins. Poor Wyatt. Even though he's definitely more book smart than Jonesy, Jonesy never fails at egging others on to do things they normally would never do. And I know I said I've thought about not bathing for a week to see what it might be like, but I've never actually gone through with it, and I never will. I'm fairly prideful, but not as prideful as those 3 idiots. I gotta respect it, though. Gotta respect it. I really loved how after Caitlin finished explaining how the baby photo booths worked, Jonesy and Nikki tried to play it off like they didn't want to go in there because it was a waste of money. But it's because they're scared, but also low-key curious how their child would look. You could tell by the quick looks they gave each other at the end. So are we, coming back to take a picture or what? Yeah, probably. We just gotta be sneaky. Alright, cool. Kinda sad we never got to see what their baby would look like, though. I was very curious. So after all that excitement and talk, Caitlin finally gets to see what her baby will look like if she stayed with Benj. That is one of the freakiest looking babies I've seen in my life. That boy can't even smile. Jonesy's reaction to this was priceless.
Oh, congratulations, guys. It's a monkey.
I'm a monkey.
Trying again ought to do the trick, right? Maybe it was just a fluke. Psych! This baby's even worse than the first one. At least the first baby looked like a baby. The second one legitimately has the face of a grown-ass man. To add insult to injury, Jen and Jude go in there to cheer Caitlin up, thinking they'll get an ugly baby too. But of course, their baby ends up being adorable. Watching Caitlin lose her sanity more and more throughout this episode was so... Because of how shallow she's acted with other relationships, it was nice to see the universe mess with her all day with this booth. Jude getting attached to the picture of the baby was adorable, but also hilarious. The way the episode jump cut to him at the skate rink with the picture in a frame already sitting on top of the Zamboni was amazing. Then when asked why he brought it with him to work, he responds,
It was too big to fit in my wallet.
Can't get a more Jude response than that. Not gonna lie, seeing Wyatt sort of suffer was funny as well. This guy works at a fast food place serving hot food where it's super easy to get smelly, while Jude and Jonesy work in environments that help them smell better, if anything. His suffering continues when he starts sweating buckets at work and Tim points out to Wyatt he has to continue following the smile every 10 seconds rule even if a kid threw up on him. Tim was always a pretty listless individual, but hearing him talk about a kid throwing up on Wyatt with that tone of voice got me giggling pretty hard. And him peeking in on the side of the screen reminding Wyatt to smile mid-combo with Marlo was icing on the cake. Caitlin Caitlyn continues to lose her shit over everyone getting cute babies but her. Even Darth and Julie got a cute baby, but she continued to get duds. Jonesy's horniness begins to get the better of him to the point where he tries to catch Wyatt cheating to drop out. Watching how the environments react to the guy's smell getting more rancid over time never stopped being funny. Jonesy had gotten so bad that a plant just died when he touched it. And I think Ron's reaction to Jonesy's stench was probably the best in the entire episode. The way his voice actor said the word cow patty and the vomiting noises he made, it sounded so authentic and hilarious. The last time I laughed this hard at a cartoon character making coughing/vomiting noise was when Patrick was gasping for air in Sandy's dome. Jude becomes even more disconnected from reality than before, wanting to buy baby clothes for a photograph, and is carrying the photo around in a baby stroller. Jude not having a shameless bone in his body is the best part of his character for me, and this whole baby thing takes it to the max level. He's simply vibing and doesn't care if others are looking at him like he's out of his mind. He just be vibing. Caitlyn eventually decides to drag the entire baby booth to the lemon so she can work while still beating a dead horse. I gotta know what gym Caitlyn is going to, dude. She dragged that thing across a good chunk of mall without breaking a sweat. Possibly Caitlyn power scaling did in the future? Huh? This episode really made me appreciate Marlo a lot more as well. Wyatt was being flaky the entire day, but Marlo still supported the man off. Turns out if you love rock stars enough, you'll even appreciate their stench. It's a shame those two didn't last. I looked to the most out of all of Wyatt's girlfriends.
I'm keeping my eye on you, Jonesy. Just not at this particular moment.
Quality cock jokes never fail. The moment of truth is here. Who will be the winner of the man-off? Wyatt made it decently far before the girls couldn't handle it. Seeing Marlo smell Wyatt up close like that and not even flinch makes me wonder how bad you would have to smell to make her uncomfortable. This man didn't bathe or wash his hands for an entire week. All it took for Jonesy was to take 2 steps before they couldn't take it. Usually seeing puke even animated would make me feel a little bit uncomfortable and grossed out, but when Nikki did it and would have that little pause after she finished with everyone else sitting there in silence, that was pretty damn funny. Jonesy was over here talking such a big game and lost by a landslide. Jude winning was perfect. It's so funny how he's so open about just never bathing so he built a stink community. Maybe the stink cycle is real after all. Not gonna lie, the only part of this episode I didn't like that much was how Ron the Rent-A-Cop ended up being Caitlyn's key to getting a cute baby picture. I don't know, man. He looked like he was enjoying that hug from Caitlyn a little too much. She's 16 and he's gotta be at least 45. I really hope this show ends up getting a follow-up series at some point. It really deserves it. Hashtag 18, baby. Hashtag 18. Make it happen. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite moment from this episode was. If you don't think this was the funniest episode of 16, let me know what episode you did think was the funniest. I'd love to know your thoughts. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.